Well, hello everyone. You're here to show you that the million word package you see coloring activity right here is basically what I went and drew right here. As of course is right here you say is a road, and anybody would probably think about it is like maybe talking about it's like between highway driving, and of course with the back roads, interstates, say YTT or anything like that. You say traffic lights and all those other interstate highways and back roads and stuff like that. And then but right here is talking about right here is that if we were to be driving somewhere and just knowing about that, you'll be driving anywhere, and then all of a sudden it's like we come to that situation to where that if it's a flat tire, or if it's like say the car breaks down, it is, and just knowing about it, anybody will more likely think about is that if you were in the store, the next time that you were in the store that you thought about, it's like you seen something that more likely interests you, such as what you call as like maybe a just in case kit, or if it was anything related to any type of roadside emergencies type kit it is. But basically talk about what the million word package here is basically that keep on note as knowing about the things that more likely that you think that you would like to have that you will come in use in future purposes, is knowing about that we have it to where that if we need anything such as maybe a pair of jumper cables, it's like if we needed like you say jumper cables, or if it was anything related to like a first aid kit or anything like that. But basically about the one part of the story, of course, is knowing about with roadside assistance, and with roadside emergency service assistance is that knowing about that a type of package to where that you'll be able to get a good price, of course, on it, like what you call is like if you drove like what you call is like a stick shift, or if you drew if you were to drive like what you call is like a full wheel drive say vehicle it is. And a lot of times if you were to have your car towed, if you wind up getting stranded somewhere, a lot of times that they would ask you questions such as it's like if it's a full wheel drive or all wheel front wheel drive it was, and knowing about it's like if it's a license, if a legal license vehicle it is, if you got plates on it. And then on the other hand too, that knowing about right here is that you say what they're talking about is like how many words, of course, is knowing about that come with the package it is. And anybody will more likely think about that hey, that with the package though, that with the amount of things that come with the package, that a lot more likely anybody would more likely think about that it all comes on what you call like full coverage it is. With full coverage, if you're going to have full coverage, you say on an automobile it is, for on a motor vehicle, that it would pay for like what you call is like for rental, if it's rental car reimbursement and stuff like that. But on the other hand too, that knowing about with according to my experience, that's mainly if you were like what you call like involved like what you call is like an automobile accident, or if you had any type of a claim report on that. And knowing about with me though that I keep thinking about that that if you were to be driving anywhere, anybody probably think about if you were to save up money, or if you were to if you were to trade in your car, or maybe save enough money to get a car it is, and knowing about the basic things that you would need to know about of course about the package though, that with the package that anybody probably think about, you open up the package and knowing about the things that you would need to know about the basic steps about the package it is. With the package that includes like maybe 1 year of coverage warranties it is, or if it's anything related to like what you call is like for maintenance repair or anything like that, like for maintenance. And then for maintenance repair, and then of course we say with roadside assistance. Roadside assistance, and anybody more likely think about that with a roadside assistance is knowing about keep on note it is knowing about the type of things that more likely you think you would need to know, of course, whenever you're driving say on a vehicle it is. It's like maybe some you know, maybe, you know, keep along with you, you know, maybe some you know, like a repair kit. It is like a repair kit. You know, what can you get? More likely they can call it, like, which calls like maybe a tire, you know, the tire pump or anything like that, any type of roadside assistance, you know, say, you know, accessories, you know, kits, you know, stuff like that. But anyway, the word more likely would be, it's like talk about written and going right in blue right here, is kit. And anybody will probably think about it, it's like with kits, that it's like with packages it is, that you have right here is like for kits, and you can also maybe also include right here packages. And I could probably think about, anybody will probably think about that, yeah, you know, if you, like with me, I've said before that knowing about with me that I'm the type of person that knows how to write small, and just go ahead and include like what you call like the word package, and anybody will probably think about with extra. Not really talking about like what you call like the volume, say the type of gum it is, the type of bubble gum it is, but you got right here is for extra. And for extra, if it's gas, you know, extra gas, or if it's like what you call like for snacks. And then maybe a radio, if you want to go ahead and bring like what you call like a little, you know, portable radio with you, or, you know, maybe if the car has a built-in one. But on here too, with these notes right here, with notes that more likely that you want to kind of keep in mind. And of course with the, you know, emergency contacts list, and emergency contacts. And anybody would probably think about that with you know, flashlights, you know, stuff like that. But on the other hand too, knowing about it, that you know, maybe a map of town, you know, the type of things that more likely you would like to have, of course, including like what you call like, you know, in the car it is, and because, you know, in type of motor vehicle, and you know, like, you know, talk about etc, etc, etc. And a list of maybe about I could maybe think about the things that more likely I would recommend to have in the car with you, that more likely anybody will probably think about, that maybe not all necessary, you know, depend on if you travel a lot. And then of course about knowing about, you know, types of situations it is. But I know with me though that with that, you know, like, having, you know, type of car trouble like what I'm having, it's like, would say it's like with the repair, and of course getting stranded it is. And knowing about with me though that I at the time I'm just like, yeah, that I have, you know, coverage, and then I wind up, you know, using all of whatever I had, and then I wind up having to pay extra, you know, for, you know, just to be able to get the service. And knowing about with me though that like, well, you know, in that situation to where, you know, can't really, you know, drive the car too much until I can, you know, get it worked on it is. But the whole part about it is like what, say, the million-word package it is knowing about that the types of things. It's like knowing about that anybody will more likely think about, you know, the type of car is, you know, be driving a car, and then the next thing you know, you gotta worry about, of course, about a few things too. Make sure you have this with you, make sure you have that with you, proof of insurance, and maybe about knowing about that, you know, who's the name, like making sure that you have you know, information, you know, related to like a valid, you know, license plates it is. It's like, I guess they say called, you know, valid license plates. And anybody will probably think about that yeah, that, you know, if they'll have anything later on in the future to where you can actually change, is like what you have right here is like what you call like a little screen right here on the back for the, like, for, you know, license plate it is. With the license plate, it would show it's like for the city and state that you're in. And knowing about, I can remember that back, you know, back a while back, a couple of years ago, I used to always wonder about that really, you know, $40, you know, just for those little stickers it is, that you put a sticker, and if most of us know what I'm talking about, that, like, you know, a sticker that shows, you know, the year, of course, for that the car, you know, had passed. The car would have had to pass the safety inspection, of course, you know, a few other things too. That a few other inspections, of course, if it was good, in good running shape, they would show is the year on there from, you know, from when it's, you know, next for due for another, inspection it is, for whenever the car is going to be in good running shape it is. And I used to, a lot of times used to always think about, is like if it was most anybody would probably think about it, if their plates were to expire by 2016 it is, it's like it would say something like 16 on here for 2016. And knowing about it, used to think about you pay a lot of money, and then you're given the stickers it is, and a lot of times they probably think about that usually goes by the rule about knowing about with it, from what state that you're in, and of course about the motor vehicle it is. And knowing about with me though that with any type of coverage it is, and anybody will probably thinking about that what's all included with this package and what's all included with this kit it is, and knowing about that you may have like what you call is like on a sticker it is that you have like what you call is like waterproof seal. I think that most of the labels that they have you put on the plates it is on like the ones from like Arkansas, and of course Kansas State, or if it's Alabama, or whatever, whichever state it is, that they would have it to where that it would be waterproof seal, and of course that the scratch resistant, stuff like that. But on the other hand too, that knowing about that's really what they give you. But so far as talking about with the 1,000,000-word package it is that a package that you could probably thinking about that the things that you would like to have included with whatever that you buy, or whatever that you're given, and like knowing about a type of package. Anybody probably think about what the type of package it is that the package to be filled like what you call is like a few hundred surprises. A few hundred surprises. And on your hand too, that knowing about whenever you buy something, it may come with like what you call is like a 1-year warranty or anything like that. And some things that you do buy that say that, well, you only have a 6-month warranty or something like that on here. A lot of times it's about a 1-year warranty. And on the other hand too, that knowing about that like that if it's due to expire it is knowing about type of word. Probably think about it, it's like you think about it, it's like for what you used to be able to remind me about. It's like, oh, it's due to expire it is. But on the other hand too, that knowing about a type of package that we could probably think about, like for roadside assistance it is, and is like on the other hand too that then just check into the prices of course of a lot of that stuff as well. But of course with this, the way the car is drawn of course is driving like what you call is like on both sides say of the road it is. Anybody probably think about that you ought to stay in one lane it is whenever you're driving. But let's talk about right here is for the 1,000,000-word. It's like for a 1,000,000-word package. It's talking about a type of package to where it's like give you some ideas for for basically what you need, and of course what you'll need later, and of course talk about for driving safe. Is talk about for the 1,000,000-word package coloring activity.